Our objective with Rainbow Six Vegas is to start a new era in the franchise. After visiting many countries for various missions in previous Rainbow games, the Rainbow team now has to deal with a large-scale terrorist attack. The potential for casualties is immense. In this new installment of the franchise, you play Logan Keller, the leader of a three-man team. There's also Michael Walter, the heavy weapons and destruction expert, and Young Park, the recon specialist, who will help you gain access to critical information with his computer and hacking skills. In Rainbow Six Vegas, we're pushing realism to its limit in many ways. We're putting a lot of emphasis on realism through the characters. Not only are they ultra-detailed, ultra-realistic, but we're also using motion capture to make sure that they move like real Spec Ops would move. Last but not least, we're also putting a lot of effort on post-processing effects, lighting, ambiances, all those things that will really help create a great sense of immersion for the player. Since the story takes place mainly in one location and in one day, we're ramping up the pressure on the player to create a sense of stress and tension that's omnipresent. The story is all told through in-game story events and dialogue conversations between the teammates. Because it allows us to keep the player immersed in the game world 100% of the time.
Prepare for entry. Backing up.
All our features are there to support the main gameplay. Observing a situation, planning your tactics, and then finally assault. In all of these different phases, we're focusing on giving the player lots of tactical options. From choosing your rule of engagement when you're approaching a situation, to choosing exactly how you want to storm a room. Of course, we still have the traditional door entry options, but we've also added the option to rappel down the side of a building and crash in through the windows, or fast rope through a skylight. We give you tactical options, and you make the call.
You hear that? Unless our demands are met, we will execute one hostage on the hour, every hour.
I'd like to welcome you to Ubisoft's Motion Capture Studio. Come on in, I'm going to show you around and we'll talk a little bit about the game. You'll see around our capture area we have 24 cameras, okay? We use 24 cameras to capture a maximum of 3 actors at a time. Our capture area is 20 by 30 feet. One of the most important parts of the studio is this very large projector right here. This is something that I use all the time because it allows me to see what my actors are doing in real time. This is the interior of our helicopter. You wouldn't be able to figure it out if you saw it, but basically we've got all of the chairs here for the team members. Because Rainbow Six Vegas is a next-gen game, we have a much larger pool of memory for character animation than we ever did before. For example, in Rainbow Six 3, the entire game used roughly 800 animations. In Rainbow Six Vegas, we're pushing with scripted events well over 4,000. So what that's allowed us to do is to generate a lot of very unique custom animation for pretty much everything in the game. Rainbow Six Vegas, or Rainbow in general, is all about realism. So by creating so many unique character animations for all the different character types and hostages and terrorists and all that sort of thing, it gives the player a much more vivid and realistic appreciation of the Rainbow world. What I'm hoping is that when the player plays the game, he's not going to be able to see any reproduction or recycling of the same animation over and over and over again. You don't get a lot of realistic human keyframed movement. The reason for that is it's really hard to do. One of the things that we as human beings are best able to do is to understand and see how human beings move and react to the world. Motion capture is basically going right to the source. We take a human being, and because of advances in technology, we're able to place these markers on the person. We place them on joints and certain key points on the body. And with all of these cameras that you see around me, these 24 cameras, we're able to track the movement of a human being through space and then take all of that information, all of that data from that tracked movement and place it exactly on our 3D character. And basically it replicates that movement perfectly. One of the big differences with working in keyframe as opposed to mocap is in keyframe, ultimately I'm always working with virtual content. I sit down with an animator and we work on a performance that exists in the computer. What I love about the mocap facility is I get to work with human beings. So a lot of people have been wondering if our rappel system is mocap. It's not. In the case of the rappel system, or a lot of the stunt work that we do in Rainbow Six Vegas, we chose to keyframe it. Try reproducing this in a motion capture set. There are some stunts in the game, rappelling is a perfect example, where it's completely impractical for me to try to reproduce that in a motion capture studio. All right, everybody, thanks for checking out Rainbow Six Vegas and Ubisoft's motion capture studio. I hope you had a good time. See you later.
My name is Max and I'm the creative director on Rainbow Six Vegas. For Rainbow Six Vegas, we're definitely going back to the core values of the franchise: tension, realism, close quarter battle, tactics. You're not going to be able to rush in rooms and fire gun blazing. You're going to need to think before you act. OPA stands for Observe, Plan, Assault. It's the way the special forces all around the world work. They observe their surrounding, their scene, the situation, they plan their attack, and then they do it. So basically on Rainbow Six Vegas, we're building the game with that in mind. We're giving the player tools to observe the room better or the situation better, like snake camming under a door, for example, or taking cover and going into third person to better see a room without being exposed. We also give you what we call the tactical map. It's a great way for you to see your surroundings and see all the different types of room entries you can do. For example, you can go through doors, you can go through windows, you can go through skylights. Once the observation is done, you need to plan. Now to do that, we give you the new tagging system that allows you to tag terrorists inside a room, for example, to tell your teammates that once they go in, they need to focus on those two terrorists. So that way you're going to know what your teammates are going to be doing. That's going to allow you to decide what you're going to be doing. What we've done for the order system is that we've redefined it to make it simpler and more efficient. So now what we've done on Vegas is we've simplified that to just a one-click thing. So you send your teammates to a door, they're going to stack there, and as soon as you want them to go in, you press on one button on the D-pad and the team's going to do the order. It's faster, it's more efficient, it's more to the point. Also, we've got the rules of engagement. That allows you to tell your team how to respond to enemy fire.
Back on me.
If you put them in infiltration mode, they're only going to return fire if they're fired upon. If you put them in assault mode, they're going to fire at will. So as soon as they're going to see an enemy, they're going to shoot at it. Once you're done planning, you need to execute. You take a deep breath, you lock and load, then you storm in. And you better hope your plan worked, because otherwise you're going to be dead.
Hi, my name is Philippe Tarien. I'm a game designer on Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Today I'd like to talk to you guys about the whole new reward system we have in the game, including character customization and PEC. In Rainbow Six Vegas 2, the story will come to its action-packed conclusion. You'll get to play in the deeper and grittier parts of the city and experience the older parts of Vegas. You'll fight on the heavily guarded rooftops, dangerous back alleys, a seedy strip club, and an upscale residential area. You'll also explore the outskirts of Vegas, including a convention center, recreational center, and a section of the Nevada desert. In this game, we really wanted to overhaul the player experience. So what we did is we created a completely unique character creation system. Persistent elite creation in single player. We're expanding character evolution to a whole new level by including it in single player. We created a brand new PEC headquarters. It's easier to use and navigate. You can choose a male or female leader and customize the character in any way you want with the available gear and weapons. We added 11 new weapons and lots of new unique gear, and best of all, any asset you unlock can then be used in single player, multiplayer, and the co-op campaign. For Rainbow Six Vegas 2, we created a whole new reward system with one thing in mind. Every action, every objective, and every victory will earn you a reward. There are 3 types of rewards in this game. Experience points are achieved by performing different actions. These actions range from killing terrorists to even reaching a checkpoint. As you gain experience, you'll be able to see your progression on the whole new XP bar on the HUD. Once you achieve a certain amount of experience points and fill up your XP bar, you attain a new rank. With each rank you attain, you also unlock a new set of gear that visually enhances your character. The last type of reward is called ACES. ACES stands for Advanced Combat Enhancement Specialization. What we wanted to do is reward you every time you perform tactical actions. These tactical actions are based on 3 categories: close quarters, assault, marksmanship. In close quarters, you get points by performing actions such as close range kills and using your flashbangs and smoke grenades. In assault, any actions such as getting multiple kills or single kills with your C4 or frag grenades will get you points. Lastly, marksmanship. You get points for actions such as long-range kills and headshots. The more you build up your aces in each category, the more related weapons you unlock. For example, after each level of marksmanship you achieve, you unlock either a new sniper rifle or a new assault rifle. For the very first time, you're going to be able to level up your character and obtain new gear by playing single player, multiplayer, online and offline, including co-op. So for the very first time, you can actually play co-op and level up your character and obtain everything that was previously only available in multiplayer. That's all for today. We hope that you guys are as excited as we are about all these new features, so stay tuned for a lot more on Vegas 2 in the coming weeks.